Hello, Darryl Jones with the Darryl and JJ Jones Real Estate Team. Here's our second episode of the Vintage Orange County. So I'm standing here at the corner of Birch and Brea Boulevard, the current site of Downtown Brea, which has the Edwards Theaters, Cha-Cha's, the Improv, Yard House, McAllen's, and much more. Well, for most people, they likely have recent memories of Farrell's and Tower Records. It seems to have a sign that will possibly stay forever. So maybe records are coming back. Or much before the new Brea downtown got a facelift, I believe it could have been 94 or 96. The downtown area was once Pomona Avenue, which later got named Brea Boulevard. A lot of people don't realize that. I hung out here all the time. In fact, there used to be a Wiener Schnitzel where the Brea Boulevard was. The Brea Post Office used to be over here. Sandy's Casita, a very popular restaurant, was here. Ed Pollock Tile, which still remains over off of Lambert, was here. We had a movie theater, which was down Brea Boulevard near a Brea Hotel that was probably built in the 20s or 30s. That, of course, is no longer there. In fact, I remember going in there. It was kind of a scary place, and they had the rooms, but the rooms only had beds. You had to share a bathroom down the hall. It was quite interesting. It's not your Embassy Suites, that's for darn sure. And then there was Sam's Place. This was an interesting bar. In fact, it was the biggest producer, seller of Budweiser in the entire county. I know that because a buddy of mine, Jack Franklin, who currently owns Heroes, had told me that. And the reason why Sam's Place was so crowded, people that would work the midnight shift or 24-hour shift, the late shift, would get off at 6 a.m. Well, for them, 6 a.m. would be like 6 p.m. So you go there at 6:30 or 7, which I never did. It was packed. So it was like 8 o'clock at night. So they did business around the clock. Many of you old timers will probably realize or remember Sam's Place. It was a 2-story red barn. There was talk about a bunch of different rumors over there. In fact, another cool part was their draft beers were only 60 cents back then. I do remember that. Jeannie's Yardage, then a bicycle store, hardware stores. It was just obviously completely different. The Brea sign still existed then, which was great. In fact, that famous Brea welcomes you sign that stands today is a tribute to the first sign that was hung across Brea Boulevard in 1934. The first sign was hit by a truck and was stored for years. Fun fact, Brea was actually a dry town in 1920s with no saloon. So that must have been, Sam's Place was probably built a little bit after that. And I do remember the movie theaters, the old movie theaters going over there. I want to say it was either a quarter, I'm pretty sure it was a quarter. 1 quarter to get in, 25 cents. And this was back in the 70s. And you could usually see 2 movies, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that was my brother staying for 2 movies, I'm not sure. But I tell you, there's a lot happening in Brea in the last 50 years, a lot different than what it was. And then actually where the movie theater is and where the current, is it Albertsons? Ralph's is, we're all homes. My uncle, in fact, lived in one of those homes. A good friend of mine, Ray Ochoa, lived in one of those homes. A lot of Breans lived in that area. It was a great area, cool houses, built in the 30s, 40s, 50s, really, really neat. But also, photo credit to the Brea Historical Society. Make sure you visit the Brea Museum. It's really cool. It's right there on the corner of Imperial and Elm on the, I guess it would be the northwest corner. In fact, they got the original jail there. It was the original police. It's like Barney Fife and Andy Griffith. And make sure you purchase the History of Brea book. I don't know if that's what it's called, but they'll know what you're talking about if you ask for it.